transducers, beams are electronically focused in both the lateral and thickness planes. Okay? So that means if they're electronically focused, that means that not only are the signals arranged in the curve in the width plane, they also arranged in the curve in the height plane. Correct? Correct? Because that's what focusing is, having that curved electrical spike sent to the elements at one time. Okay? The beams are also electronically steered, creating entire scan planes that sweep through the anatomic structures. Okay? You good with that? This is what I want you to know about 3D imaging, 2D array transducers. Thousands of elements arranged in a checkerboard pattern. Beam is electronically focused in both the lateral and slice thickness planes. That means both the width plane and the height plane.
Okay, so when the first pulse come out, then after that the second one will be up or horizontal.
And I'm sure that with the way the channel is created, it's gonna be, again, it's arranged in a checkerboard pattern, so they're gonna use multiple elements, are gonna be sent out to create this, remember it said it's electronically steered, so it's gonna use multiple elements. So not only is it gonna be focused side to side by using these elements, creating a curve this way to create the lateral resolution, but it's also gonna be up and down, creating a curve this way to have good slice thickness resolution at the same time. Y'all got me on that? Y'all got me on that? Because remember, it's thousands of elements creating this beam. Okay?
So 1.5 dimensional array transducer, it increased to 2D array?
No, these are two different transducers.
Oh, okay.
The 1.5D transducers are used to better elevational resolution. Okay?
And how about the
2D array transducers are used to create 3D images.
Oh, okay.
And this is an example of a 3D heart right here. And you guys, again, some of you guys have seen the 3D imaging, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I wouldn't say they're the best imaging, but, it's come a long way. It's gotten a lot better, as the technology's gotten better. Okay. So, a little bit more. Guys, I know you heard the term 4D imaging, right? 4D is just 3D imaging in real time. Okay? So we have actual 3D image, and we can actually see the movement of that image, like we're scanning for real. Like we can see the heart beating. Instead of just taking a static picture, just one frame, 4D is actually 3D in real time. Okay, you can actually see the movements like this. I'm sure, I want to get one of our former students who does these to come in here and kind of talk about
entertainment
4D
ultrasound.
imaging. Yeah, this is exactly entertainment ultrasound. This is what when they in the middle of the mall and they're bringing you behind the curtains. They're actually probably doing 4D ultrasound. Okay, again, that's like an application you add to your phone. You add it to the machine. Okay. 4D also uses 2D array probes.
So are the ones used, are those 2D or is that something different?
I'm sorry?
We use in the lab. Are those 2D or no?
No, they're not the ones we use in the lab. It has to have 3D capabilities. Like I don't think we have the right pelvic probe or the right transvaginal probe that is a 2D array transducer. 2D array transducer, but they are in the clinic. You guys use them.
The machines in the clinic already have that option? What are you saying?
It's a transducer.
Yeah.
I say I don't think we have a 2D array probe here at the school, but you guys do use them in the clinic. They look just the same. And as far as the transvaginal probes, but we don't have any handheld probes that are 2D array here. Right, but they do make those. Like I say, the one y'all see in the clinic, the big low one, that's a 2D array transducer right there. So they do have them in the clinic. But again, like I said, if everybody not using them, then one person can't be special and use it. Okay? Especially not in a facility where you work at where they have protocols. Okay? Because it would be part of the protocol if everybody did. Okay?
And on the techs in clinic do the 3D, that's something different from this.
Yeah, that's actually rendering. What we're doing, we're rendering. Okay, so what we're doing, rendering is a post-processing technique that creates image from 3D data acquired during an ultrasound exam. So remember, they're getting a sweep, right? They're getting that sweep. That sweep is collecting data in the sagittal plane, but it's also, you know, it's going to be able to collect data in the axial plane as well. Okay, so it's taking all of that data, this data sagittal, this data axial, this data coronal, and you're able to manipulate that and turn that into a 3D image, okay, or an actual 3D model on there. Okay, so rendering, like again, it's a post-processing technique, meaning that I have to acquire my information first. Post-processing. After I get my information, then I'm able to manipulate it. Same thing. That's what we do in CAT scan. That's what I've been doing when we're doing like reconstruction of that image data. You know, we're able to post-process it after that. We're able to do rendering, right, Pat? Where you're able to take it to a certain computer software program, and you're able to eliminate structures. Like if I don't want the bone on there, I can take all the bony structures away and just look at blood vessels. Okay, rendering is a post-processing technique after I get all of the information or the actual digital data. Okay, so it constructs photo-like pictures with color, shadows, texture, and optical effects. These computer-generated images, because even though they're photo-like, they're not photography, they're not filmed images, okay? These computer-generated images give the user creative control on what appears in the image. Again, like I just said, I'm able to take in CT with rendering, because rendering is not just with ultrasound, but rendering is with all imaging. I'm able to take different structures I don't want in that image, put structures back that I want in the image. Y'all will see if you ever, anybody here went to ACC in the medical center right here? They have that, you've been there? They have what's called an atomized table. Have y'all ever heard of that? An atomized table? It's a table that has CAT scans on it. It's really just two computers, two big monitors side by side. And they have CAT scans on them of real live people. You're able to go in there and touch something and take it out of the way. If I don't want to look at anything but bones, I can look at bones. If I want to look at just blood vessels, I can look at that. If I just want to look at skin, I can look at that. You know, so it's a cool little table that they have, and that's actually rendering. That's what we're doing. We're rendering that image. We're post-processing that finished product where we can actually manipulate what we're trying to see. Okay, it's pretty. Jasmine, you like it? Mm-hmm. I think it's an awesome deal. It's the coolest, one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I was jealous or envious, should I say? I was like, man, Dr. Black, you gotta come with the money, man. You gotta drop the money for us, man. Stop playing. So these are often done on a standalone computer system after the ultrasound data has been acquired and stored. You guys know already that we can actually do them on the ultrasound monitor, right? When we finish getting the digital data, just think about it. Once I get my 3D sweep, I'm done. I can let that patient go now. And then you see the tech still manipulating that information after that patient is gone. When we get, and I showed this picture for a reason, because this is what we do. When we get to this model right here, we can actually we can turn this model around. We can spin it on the Z-axis, the Y-axis, and the X-axis. And every axis to see it at every angle. We can take slices all the way through it. You know, if we're trying to see, oh, is that IUD in the correct place? Is it really in the uterus? Is it really in the endometrium? Is it outside of the endometrium? Because just recently I seen somebody had a case with a IUD that they thought it was in the endometrium, but it was actually going in the myometrium on the posterior aspect of the uterus, almost coming out of the person's abdomen. And you know, those things travel. Those IUDs travel, just like those. Have y'all had to look at those implants? Those implants, man, you can have an implant in your arm, and somebody will find it in your stomach. They travel in the body, you know, and they're only like this big. They're only like a centimeter long, so it's hard to see them because they kind of blend with the muscle layer of the skin, right? So it's a tough deal to try to find those things, but 3D imaging lets us have that 3D visualization of it, you know, where we can see anterior, posterior, side to side, and the depth plane. Okay? But that's rendering, that post-processing technique. Okay? Okay. Any questions, guys, on our slice thickness, resolution, 3D rendering, 3D, 4D rendering? I'll get your
Can we
question.
control it?
What?
Elevation? Is that what with the focus?
Remember, we're focusing in on the height plane. So yeah, that's controlling the elevation and resolution.
The
Yeah.
focus controls the elevation.
Focusing is when we're talking about focusing, we're talking about the lateral,
Yeah.
the
okay.
lateral,
How do you-
the beam width, okay? But you can also focus it as far as the height as well. But I don't want you to get those terms confused. When we're talking about focusing, guys, we're mostly talking about lateral resolution, beam width, okay?
How do you focus it?
With those transducers, 1.5D array transducers. Lets you improve our elevation or resolution. Okay. 4D, guys? Rendering? Alright, so let's on to our special topics, guys. On to our special topics. I hate to get so in detail about elevation and resolution. Like I said, everything I have in bold is really the stuff you need to know. And I don't want to get too in depth where I'm focused on stuff that you looking at the minutia of the terms when I'm telling you, bang, this is what I want you to know about elevation and resolution right here. So, special topics, guys. Speaking of elevation and resolution, let's talk about these side lobes, guys. Side lobes are created by single element transducers. Fact 1, side lobes are created by single element transducers. This is all we've been talking about so far, single element disc-shaped transducers, right? Okay. These side lobes are actually additional areas of sound energy that extend outside the main beam into the far zone. Okay. See, this is our main beam, but we also have this kind of additional weaker sound beams that also contribute to the image. Okay. These off-axis side lobes, these off-axis sound beams are called side lobes. Okay. Typically, the beam's main axis is much stronger than the side lobes. The main beam is way stronger than the side lobes, but these side lobes create noise on our image that takes away from the detail. Right? That's what side lobes are doing. All right. Reflections, meaning after the sound beam has traveled into the body, and now even the side lobes have reflections as well. Those weak reflections coming from the side lobes are undesirable because they degrade lateral resolution, reduce image quality, of course, and create artifacts. Again, they're creating noise on our image. We don't like side lobes at all. Okay? Side lobes are associated with single element transducers.
Just with the single?
Huh?
Just with the single?
Just for single. Just for single. Just for single. Grading lobes, which are similar to side lobes, are created by array transducers. Transducers with multiple elements, right? Typically, again, the main axis of the sound beam is much stronger than the grading lobes. The grading lobe, you can see they're kind of faded. They're really weak. Yet and still, those sound beams travel into the body, reflect off the body, come back to our transducer and create degraded lateral resolution, reduce image quality, and they create artifacts. Okay, they create noise. Okay, they're actually decreasing our signal to noise ratio. Okay, we want our signal to noise ratio to be increased. We want our signal to be high, our noise to be low. Okay. When you decrease the signal to noise ratio, you bring them closer, right? Now we have just as much good signal as we have noise. We don't like that. Okay? So, again, exactly what I want you to know about this. Side lobes, single element transducers. Okay? Degrade lateral resolution. Create artifacts. Reduce image quality. Okay? Grading lobes. Array transducers, same thing, they're very similar. Okay? They also degrade lateral resolution, reduce image quality, and create artifacts. Okay? They create noise on our image. Oh, we moving past that, man. Sorry you wasn't here to catch it, Pat. It's in the book.